man, you could cut the tension with a knife on Capitol Hill. The clock ticking to a preliminary vote on Judge Brett Kavanaugh set for tomorrow morning at 10:30, just really over 12 hours from now. The final vote on his nomination is scheduled for Saturday, though all of this could change if GOP leaders don't think they have the votes, okay? So all eyes are on three Republican senators, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Jeff Flake, look, they're on your screen right now, who along with Red State Democrat Joe Manchin could decide this whole thing. So if the nomination is anything, right? If this nomination, in this nomination, I should say, it's nothing is certain. So, which is probably why Judge Kavanaugh has written an 11th hour op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, making what you could call his closing argument, okay? Here's the quote. A quote from it, I should say. "I was very emotional last Thursday, more so than I have ever been. I might have been too emotional at times. I know that my tone was sharp, and I said a few things I should not have said." That, by the way, was testimony that he wrote. And it comes as protests against Kavanaugh's nomination spread in the Capitol and across this country.
Hey, hey, go home! Kavanaugh has got to go!
So it has been a day of drama with senators taking shifts in what's called the Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility, or SCIF, as they call it, reviewing the FBI's information, investigation, findings in secret. But if you listen to President Trump, this is not about a search for the truth. If you listen to this president, it's not about what Christine Blasey Ford says Brett Kavanaugh did to her when they were teenagers. It's not even about whether or not Judge Kavanaugh is qualified for a seat on the Supreme Court. It's about, for him, a political hit job by Democrats who want to stop a conservative at all costs.
Democrats have been trying to destroy Judge Brett Kavanaugh since the very first second he was announced. People see what's happening, and they don't like it. The people of Minnesota and the people of America are going to reject the Democrat politics of anger and destruction, and they are going to vote to keep making America great again, greater than ever before.
So it's a theme that this president is returning to again and again, a real crowd pleaser at all of his rallies.
No one, under any circumstances, is allowed to speak up if you're on this side of the equation. But guess what? We're speaking up like nobody has ever spoken up before. They want to get the power that they so desperately crave that was taken away from them. All of the Democrats know, and all they really know how to do is obstruct, resist, demolish, destroy, and delay. They've been trying to destroy Judge Kavanaugh since the very first second he was announced.
The president's strategy, blame. Blame Democrats for a so-called attack on conservatives. It's working. You heard the boos. The crowd was eating it up. And it's no accident that Judge Kavanaugh used the same talking point in his testimony last week. The very same testimony he is trying to explain away in his op-ed tonight.
This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit, fueled with apparent pent-up anger about President Trump and the 2016 election, fear that has been unfairly stoked about my judicial record, revenge on behalf of the Clintons, and millions of dollars in money from outside left-wing opposition groups.
What does he say? I am an independent, impartial judge. That's his op-ed. But this is not politics as usual. It's not just Republicans versus Democrat. There is a not at all subtle undercurrent to all of this. So listen to me closely, okay? Because Lindsey Graham spelled it out. This is not just an attack on conservatives. It's an attack on white men.
I know I'm a single white male from South Carolina, and I'm told I should shut up, but I will not shut up if that's okay.
Okay, so, oh, Don, what are you talking about? So here you go. If that's not blatant enough for you, what Lindsey Graham said, there's this, and it's from Congressman Steve King, and he tweeted this. He said, old white men, that's in quote, are relentlessly being racially and generationally profiled by the tolerant, again in quote, left. Leftist media outlets and politicians almost universally profiled and stigmatized Republican senators. Looks like racial profiling is back in style if you are a leftist. More? Okay. Rush Limbaugh, come on down.
These women are angry at something has happened to them in their lives, and their rage and anger, they take it out now on the country or on all men, or men in the powerful majority, which are white Christian men and so forth.
He said it. I'm just playing their sound. They all said it. I'm just playing their sound bites. So don't get mad at me and say, oh, well, Don Lemon, everything's about race. They said it. I just put their sound bites on TV. If you're going to vote to confirm Judge Kavanaugh, you've got to ignore what Christine Blasey Ford said. I've said it before, you can't believe both of them. So rather than searching for the truth, the president and his party, they're appealing to their base. People who feel victimized, who fear the world is passing them by, fear. People who see all of this as a zero-sum game. If women or people of color or LGBT people advance, it must be at someone else's expense. A recent Pew poll lays it out pretty clearly. Okay, look at your screen. Facts. Republican men were the least likely to say discrimination kept women out of high-profile political office or top executive positions. And there's also the study that came out a couple of months ago, reported in the New York Times, that found that white male voters supported President Trump, not because, as they like to say, because of fears about the economy, economic anxiety, no, but because they feared losing status. Facts. Now, it's no surprise that President Trump and Republicans would turn to an us versus them strategy here. They have used it before. Donald Trump built his candidacy on that old racist birther lie that Barack Obama was not born in this country. It worked. It resonated with people who saw the 44th president not just as a political opponent, but as a usurper who couldn't have won the White House fair and square. It is a strategy that worked for President Trump before. The question is, will it work again? Will it work this time?